Okay, shalom everyone, and welcome to the 37th International Haifa Film Festival. My name is Arran Pulishuk, and it's a great honor. We have today with us Prit Karahan, the director of Brothers Keeper. Prit, hello, how are you?
Hi, shalom. I'm fine. Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for making the film. I wanna share with you that I saw many films in the festival, in the Haifa Film Festival, and this is the only film that actually made me cry.
Thank you.
And you know, the cinema needs to make you excited, and this film really made me excited, and I was very touched by it. So let's jump to this Q&A. People saw the film, they're now joining us for this online Q&A, and I'll start with a very basic question. What the inspiration for the film? So please tell us about what brought you to make it. It's not your first film, I think it's your fourth narrative feature film. What brought you there?
Actually, it's a you know, the IMDb mistake, and it's my second.
Your second, I'm sorry. So it's your second feature film. Tell us about the inspiration that brought you to make the film.
Yeah, actually, it will be long answer because, after coup, the military coup in 18 in Turkey, something radically changed in our country, and the one is the make it really big difference was the fear, and everybody started getting the fear in every political aspect, and everybody afraid about the state, military, blah blah. And I was one of these boarding, I was study in one of these boarding school for 6 years in beginning of the 19th, and in the beginning of the 19th, it was the conflict between the Kurdish guerrillas and then Turkish army. I am I am Kurdish director actually. I try to make Kurdish movies. So at those time, it was really big violence and bomb were everywhere. Starting beginning of the 19th and till end of the 19th. And after I became a director, and I wrote one draft in 2009, and but it wasn't good enough for me because I couldn't put distance between me and the boarding school, and also I hate everything about the boarding school. I hate teachers, and I couldn't pull myself back, and I just rewrite in 2012 with my co-writer. Now she's also my wife, Gulistan, and we couldn't manage. It wasn't good, and for me, in 2014 we wrote again. But after 2015, when ISIS came out, especially in the Kurdish territories, in Middle East, and in Syria, in Iraq, and also in Turkey, bomb were in everywhere. Also in the Turkey, in 2015 was the political climate was immediately changed, and everything go down, and so I the when we close to the in 2016, it was so same atmosphere like in 19s. Especially I feel, yeah, we are in the 19s. So me and Gulistan, we complain about something about why people lying and why keep lying all the time in our country. And I discovered that actually in the precious atmosphere, and people has to leave, and for this reason has to run away this fear atmosphere. So they lying all the time, and I saw how lie became a resistance for these people. And so we sat down and write the script in 7 days.
Wow.
And yes, basically I can say it's take my time 7 years and 7 days. So that's our journey actually for this script. And I put in the I put the base about the fear and about the lying, how I can make thriller with them actually, and we wrote the script. That's the question.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you for this question, and I'm happy for this answer. Thank you, and I'm happy you took the 7 years, even with the 7 days. I'm happy you took the time because you really can feel that every second there. You can feel the tension, you can feel the pressure, and you can really feel the atmosphere of all this, of all the geopolitical that is not very, that people in Israel know about the geopolitical condition in Turkey between the Turkish and the Kurdish. Those kids, they are very, and you can say it, you did it very beautifully in the geography lesson when you see the map and the teacher says, where are we? What is this area? So we can see they are very, very far away from home, right?
Yes, usually it's a boarding school. Everybody, about, in our geography, it's in every mountain. There isn't school in every village, so that the state has to collect the people, but they usually prefer the collect the promise, promoting young generation, and took them in the school and educate them as a student. But our geography is a very tough. In one of my challenge was the location, because location was very far from Istanbul, and so there was it was really dangerous because we go to one very most dangerous road in Turkey, and because we have to find the snow. Snow is one character in my movie, and so also the school has to be very alone in the head of the mountains, and it was I just saw hundreds of these boarding school, and when I scouting the location, that's the question. And one thing actually, the Israel changed me a lot about my journey. In 2014, after my first movie, I was selected by Jerusalem Film Lab.
Yeah.
And so they give me a very funny guy, like a script editor, Jack Ashoti. He's the Lebanese, Farsi, Jewish guy, which is now we have very good relationship from the 7 years. And so, I think three time I come to the Jerusalem, which is I think, most beautiful city in the world. And we working on the script. That's also changed me a lot actually. And so I want to come to Israel again, but this COVID situation, it wasn't possible to now come to Haifa, especially.
Well, let's hope, inshallah, that with your next film you could
Yes.
you could come to the Haifa Film Festival. I'm sure the festival would love to screen your future films. Let's get deep inside a bit about the film, and I have to talk about Samet Yildiz, that plays Yusuf. This is an astonishing kid. I don't know. I feel like I know him. Please tell us about him.
Yeah, when I'm looking the location, I also, I didn't want to take my crew when I scouting the location, because my crew is very crowded, like 85, 100 people. But I think I feel I has to be alone to not affected by the people in my site. And so I go to every school. When I go to the schools, and I, in the Kurdish territory especially, but it should be boarding school. This guy has to know the boarding school system, and I made casting too also, and in one school I saw hundreds boys, and maybe more than 10,000 boy. Uh, you know I searching for the Yusuf, but um, finally I find in the one city, and but I have to bring the Yusuf to the another city. But the problem is in the Turkey, the TV series changed some things about the children too, and there is very popular mafia TV series, and every boys act like mafia guys, and he walking like a mafia guys, he eating like a mafia guys when we are filming, not in the normal life. So I have to, and I just also I didn't make rehearsal. That's not my style. I hate the rehearsals because in my opinion rehearsals make the acting very mm, very organized and very mechanic. And so I just started filming, and first week was trash because he is acting like a mafia guys, and then we have to speak in like a 6 or 7 hours in the during in the day. I said that's not true, and you have to be more natural as you are, and I am interested your natural side, not the mafia side. And so, and the piece by piece we get involved in the script, and he's amazing guy. He's he has a really deep feeling, and he's very poor and also natural, and he has very touching eyes, and so, and for this reason I choose him.
Did you had the chance to see the film on the big screen?
Not yet, not yet. And in next month, and we are making our premiere in Antalya Film Festival. Is a Turkish premiere, and he will come to the Antalya. And we planning to go to some places, but the festival is cancelled, and so we couldn't go. And he will see the movie in next month.
Well, that's wonderful. I really hope that I'm very curious to see how he's going to. I'm sure he's going to be very, very excited from the premiere. I'm even curious to know if he's going to make some other film, because it feels, he's so natural. He's everything is on his shoulders, and he's really touched my heart. Well done for the casting.
My producers I have many producers, and also my wife, my co-writer, was they have believed about my talent on the children, and because also my first movie was about the children, and
also with the snow. Am I correct?
Yes. Snow also one of my character, and you can't change, and so that is but they believe I am very talented on this about the children in Turkey. Actually everyone, they believe Ferit is very talented. Maybe it's true, but during in the shooting it wasn't be like that actually, because if one or two boys you can play with them, but there was 500 boys, and so it was crazy time for me. And they are so smart, and they are playing all the time with you. They are lying and they shouting and they're very noisy, and I have to keep distance between me and them and to control them. And when I go to that, even I see myself funny guy, I didn't smile. And so I learn also I know them very well because I was one of these guys actually. So they couldn't lying to me because I immediately understood that. And then when we get over this, it's so rewarding actually. Everyone put their good performances, and because they see the other guys acting very well, and I appreciate them, and then they try to get over that. It was like a competition for them. So, and I was happy to get their good performances. I'm happy with their performances.
Well done. And I want to talk about the characters of the teachers, the Turkish guys. And I've been to Istanbul. I know Turkish people. They keep taking very good care of themselves. You can see the haircut. You can see the mustache. They're very, very. They're playing the role. They have, even in the film, you see how they have power. They have no fear. They're very strong, and it's really not a. It's funny because they are kids, but when it comes a real crisis, they are so helpless. They don't know what to do. All this acting. If you're saying the kids are acting, also the teachers are acting. And as one of the teachers says, "I'm a teacher. I'm not a guard." But they're playing much more than teachers. So really, in this point, I want to hear from you. About this in the time of crisis. They don't really know what to do. They're helpless, and they're just trying, although to solve it, but also to blame someone else.
Yeah, my base and create a different, teacher character. It should be very different. And the one, there is one way to know people. It is give them power and pull you back, and then watch how they deal with the power. And as their behavior about the power, you understand how what's their character actually. So that they are look like very handsome and very young and fresh of life. And so when it comes a crisis, and you see what's their behavior about the children, about the issues, how they actually I try to put them, it's very tough situation, and I see it's a comedy also. And they their behavior actually is come to me comedy. It was tragedy for me to be in the boarding school like that. As Shakespeare said, the today's today's tragedy, it became a comedy for tomorrow.
Wow.
So that's my influence about how I approach the characters, especially adults one.
But thanks to your film, you can see that in one point they are all equal, but not really, because the teachers will continue, the kids will continue to pay the prices for being Kurdish kids. And I want to ask about, I think I went through I hope I'm not mistaken, about the teacher with the glasses, teacher Salim.
Yeah, Selim, yeah.
It felt like he's the one who's really had he was the most human from the side of the teachers. I'm happy you put like this one of them that is feel like he really cares, really wants to try to solve it.
I didn't see like that actually, because I didn't approach like that. In my opinion about the characters, it's not black and white. It's a more gray and more dark, and I try to take the darker side in the people. And Selim, he's in the beginning of the his roles, and when he come to the we say yatakhane is a sleeping place in the boarding school, and he tortures something and somehow, and he give punishment. He has his own style, and he says you cannot eating anymore because you take the other share in the restaurant scene like that. And believe me, he is as he's bad as they with the other guys, and also he's good like the other guys. So but he has responsibility because he's the in the during the his watch, and so if something happen, he will have responsibility about that.
Yeah,
So
please.
yeah, so that is the that was my my main things, not make them very bad, not make them very good, as filming as they are actually. Maybe it comes to you like he's good guys, but and I think Kenan, the night teacher, the have a night watch, and he's most poor one, I think, but he has more incidents, and he's just not lucky guys.
Yeah. It sounds like from what you're saying, like this is really a good example that between black and white, there is a full spectrum of colors.
Yeah.
It can be, but like your character that I've noticed when I went now through IMDb, you're playing the vice principal.
Yes.
This guy is evil.
Yeah, but I bring one actors, and we tried to shoot this scene for 2 days, and we couldn't because he couldn't, and it's really far from Istanbul. If I want to bring somebody, it takes me 4 days, 5 days. Also, it's not easy. It's not easy to. Also, the road is blocked, and you cannot pass it because it's about the snow. It's a real location. So I, when I give him, the some clue about his roles, I play, I play this character, but unconsciously. And when I see, and the other teacher Hamza and the guy who in the bathroom, and his eyes like a brighten, and so when he watching me, I said, okay, I will play that. I catch it that one, and I think in 2 hours we finished the scene. So
Wow.
that was a journey of our journey of our why I playing, and I am not actor actually. I don't have any wishes to act, but if I had to, I will try that. And but about the character, I know this character very. This also why I explain it's about it's mixing because I know this character. We had exactly same guys in our school. He's all the time, and he doesn't have any belief about for children, and
He doesn't see them. They don't
he
exist.
doesn't see them, and for him they are all the time they are lying. And yes, we are, and we are lying all the time for this wise headmaster, but also he's teacher and he had to be more, but he's asshole actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so that is the I know him very well, and we had many of them, many.
I just saw, like, before I just went through the IMDb to see, and then I saw your name, and I said, okay. See, so not just you made like you were acting very, very well. It sounds you were very economical to the production if you did it just in 2 hours.
Yeah.
I do want to jump to the end. I was in such an emotional mood. I was very intense. What is going to happen to Mehmet? And I'm happy with that. We don't know what is going to happen to Yusuf. And personally, I'm saying I'm happy that the end. Okay, he got the punishment, but and that scene that he's talking with his mother, and then I started to cry. I was like, oh wow, he does it. It's very, very emotional. I'm really happy to know that this is the end. Although he got the punishment, I was afraid he's going to be expelled from the school. But I'm happy that you gave hope in this film that his journey is continuing, and that's a very strong decision.
Yeah, and it was, and our first when we write down the scene, I knew I want to finish movie in in the same location where I begin, and it was the bathroom actually, because you can see everybody naked, and not just the naked, it's a psychology naked. And so that was, and also I like the scene because I had very beautiful shot as a full of the frame, but I remove it because I don't want to give a sense, and this is going to be end, and it's just we starting at a beginning of the at some point of the time, and then finishes some and during the day, and so the teacher has to get over this issue and has to get sacrifice somebody, and as your culture and my culture is almost same, and we love to make give sacrifice, and especially people from Ibrahim. So that was my approach to the why I'm shooting this and why he has to get punished.
Farid, did you have the chance to see the film? Thank you, first of all, for this answer. Did you have the chance to see the film on the big screen with live audience?
Yes, I had experience with in Berlinale, and also it was open air. I had experience in Serbia, Palic, and also Sarajevo, and I will go through in the Antalya with open air. Are you going to watching with the audience in the open air cinema, or the closing cinema is like?
It's in the theater. It's going to be in the theater of at the Haifa cinema, at the Cinematheque. It's going to be in the theater. Farid, I honestly wish you and the film all the best. I think it's such an extraordinary film. I really hope it will be accepted very well in Turkey. I really hope many people will see it. I know people in Haifa are going to be very excited and to be very touched by the film. And hopefully, you know that you're going to make a film very fast, very soon, and hopefully you will screen it in the Haifa Film Festival. I know the festival will be honored to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you really for having me. I'm very glad and I'm very happy to share the movie with the Haifa audience. And Israel is my second country as I grew up over there, and it's very important for me. And unfortunately, I couldn't come. I love Israel and Jerusalem and Tel Aviv and other cities also, and also Haifa. Haifa is, I think, most beautiful one because it's inside. And really, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Farid. Be well.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.